So, more stories. ZOYI Zotek 703S running firmware version 1.57, and once again it's about the trigger, which everybody knows is a little bit iffy, for lack of a better word. So I have here a 555 timer in A stable multi-vibrator mode, and essentially when you ground it, you basically get the LED illuminating based on the size of the capacitor that you have charging and discharging. And if you press it, it comes on. Let me just shift it a bit, and you can see charge, discharge. Everybody should know about it, so I'm not going to speak much about it because I actually know nuts. But this video is actually from another user I saw on YouTube, Acritum, I believe, Acritum. I'll put a link down there, and he was running version 1.56 when he made the video, maybe in the first quarter of 2025. And in this particular case, we have 500 milliseconds, 500 millivolts of division, so that basically puts us at about 2.5 volts every time the capacitor charges and discharges. So if we were to run the trigger and try to put it to single or automatic single mode or the other mode, you realize that it won't allow it. Similarly, if you push it down to 200 milliseconds and once again you try to get the trigger to move out of auto, it doesn't work, but at least it's recording the output of the capacitor. And if you go back down to 100 and you hit the trigger, you do get something. Now one of the funny things is, okay, missed it. If you notice, is you get these issues, strange outputs. Hit it again. If it captures, it doesn't. Captures, doesn't. You get that. Let it disappear. Hit it again. Does that. And mind you that the trigger points are set, at 1 volt, I believe, on the rise. And I've also brought it slightly forward so that we can actually try to capture the whole charging, discharging of the capacitor. And this is what essentially people have noted way before this video was made, that even with the new firmware versions, it's a little bit strange. We can actually try to change the mode now to normal, and if you hit it once again, you get the curve. And I think I've been a bit unfair. I can actually try to move the trigger to the center a bit, go back out, release it, and hit it again. You can actually try to capture the graph, well, if it's short enough, but it doesn't work anything below 100 milliseconds on the time scale. And single mode, this is normal, and in single mode, get rid of it. When you hit it, it does a pretty good job, in all truth. But because you can't actually increase the time frame, the time scale, you'll never ever actually capture the full graph. We can try moving the trigger point a bit to the left. Trigger, please, to the left. Bring back the time scale to 100 milliseconds. And if we run that, this is also something else that I've noticed. I didn't change the voltage per division, but it gives you a different value. And then you have that when you release it. So while it works, it's a little unpredictable. Again, similarly, again, didn't catch. Again, strange thing again. And you can go on for the whole evening. It's just a little unpredictable, I guess, if that's the right word to use. You can click it 3 times and then you get something right. So basically, to confirm that since the first firmware revision, when people noticed problems with the triggers. This is essentially what they were talking about. EEV block, for example, and many other YouTube videos have noted that the trigger on this particular device, even with the new firmware, kind of works, maybe works, but I would rate it unreliable at best. Just putting it out there.